Play. Welcome everybody, we're going to go ahead and get into this game. We are successfully having a voting system down, so if you guys would be so kind, please go to zanderfever.tv/vote because we are in a really interesting series. It is a brand new best of 3 between Fiery from My Intent. He is going to be the red Protoss in the bottom right. His opponent is going to be Underrated Gaming's Bunny. UR.Bunny is the blue Zerg in the top left, and with this best of 3 it's a ZVP star on ESV Ohana, and it is the ESEA Team League.
Oh, definitely. And ESEA has been more than awesome to us. I mean, yes, we, just, they've been awesome. We've lost both games so far. 3-2. We lost them in the ace match. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to let you cast for a second.
Okay.
I have to do a management type thing. So...
Alright, no worries there then. So we are going to be watching this PvZ, guys. Ohana is actually one of the most interesting maps for PvZ. I was just watching the NASL yesterday, and Rotterdam and Mr. Bitter were just talking so much about how they see crazy games. I mean, if anybody saw Hero versus Damajo on this map yesterday in particular, that match was crazy. I don't know anything else that they were talking about in their things. I haven't seen that much of NASL, sadly enough. I mean to. It's a great league. You get amazing games, amazing players, amazing teams, everything. So it'll be really cool to see. But check this out. Bunny's actually gonna go all July Zerg on us and start off with a speeding opener against Protoss, which is pretty atypical, especially with the metagame the way it is right now. So July Zerg is quite literally the only Zerg that does this on the high level. So Bunny's probably going to be very aggressive with speedlings and a lot of other things that could really be weird for Fiery to deal with, as Fiery actually went for a gateway expand. What? I'm assuming gateway expand. Look at the placement of these piles and everything, but this could be great. Bunny is not going to be going for a 14 pool, 15 hatch, and then going to be getting hit by zealots as a surprise. This zealot kind of rushy thing is going to get hit by speedlings, which means Bunny's going to have a lot of opportunity to micro just happily, and we do see that he has officially gotten his 100 gas, his metabolic boost started, and nothing extra was mined. Nice little bit of efficiency for him, and it seems that Fire is going to go ahead and throw down his Nexus, so he could just have a Yuffie expansion actually. Probably see a Forge going down next, and then he'll be able to get his cannons out and basically have a more versatile Forge fast expansion. We can see either the Forge or the Cyber next, depending on what he really wants to go for. But he's right now running around with his probe, probably going to try and set up a proxy pylon, but this scouting probe is actually may survive, to be honest. It's running around.
He definitely looks like he will. I just like I said, doing some of that. But at the same point, he's going to get the scouting. He's going to see, but sadly, Mr. Zealot, Bob the Zealot's checked on him, and Bob's not going to let anyone through. So, just Bunny's going to be a little bit annoying, and just bang on the gateway shields a little bit.
Wait, have you seen The Last Samurai? I'm going to interrupt you. Have you seen The Last Samurai?
I have seen The Last Samurai.
You call this guy Bob? He's a zealot. He's a samurai. He is Bob from The Last Samurai.
There you go. And oh, the other Bob just came out and ganked another Ling. So sadly, one Bob got one Ling, the other Bob got the other Ling, and now they're running home.
Alright, so now with the Lings coming home, that's going to be just fine. Bunny notice his natural expansion, how late it is. You can see how the Nexus is already done at the natural for Fiery, and this is going to lead into a really rough spot for Bunny, because he is getting his third base, but take a look at what would have been happening if it was a traditional pool hatchery build from Bunny. He would have already had his hatchery not really started, but close to finishing at his third, and we would have had basically a 3-base versus a 2-base situation as opposed to a 2-base versus a 2-base, which is never good for Zerg.
Now, Zerg always wants to be one base ahead, and we do know that. Sadly, Bunny is still learning. I'm going to give him this, still learning the Protoss matchup. We try to pair him up against non-Protoss players, but in ESEA, it is a, it's just, I guess, where it's a crapshoot. I mean, that's what it is. You literally, you write down your 4 players, and you give them to a third party and go 3, 2, 1, and then he types them out or cuts and pastes them, and you know their number 1 goes against your number 1 and such and such. So I mean, I knew what My Intent had as playership, because I do my scouting. I'm very good at that. I'm proud of myself for that. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, I was hoping he would get one of their Terrans or something like that.
Yeah, Bunny's ZVT is quite strong. We are going to watch him get down another gas already. It's weird to have your second gas down before your third base is finished in ZVP. This is a very atypical game. We have neither player doing the standard for their race in this matchup. We have a Yuffie expansion, which is going to allow for faster tech. As we can see, Fiery will be using this to get out his 4 gates. He will have the +1. It's basically looking like a more standard +1 4-gate Zealot pressure, which is actually not going to do too well considering that Bunny just shut down the proxy pylon, which is so key for stopping this.
Yeah, no, I actually do credit Bunny a lot to that. Busting out the pylon, I mean, he could have focused on the stalker or anything, but no, he focused on 2 things. The probe and the pylon. That's really where it's going to be at. But as you notice, there is a Twilight Council already underway, so could we see some blink? Because you can blink up pretty quickly in this matchup, so...
Yeah, this is, well, now we're seeing a new pylon coming down. Bunny does get immediate surround on those Zells. He'll be able to take those down. He does have a few seconds to go for that pylon of the probe. He's going to go ahead, target down the probe. That will fall, and he should get a full surround of roaches. He has officially shut down this +1 4-gate Zealot attack, and with these Zealots moving across the map, they need to get really, really careful. It looks like only 1 Zealot now is. So that's going to be a nice little thing.
And that Zealot's going to get picked off very easily. Because he's not even turning around. There he goes. Now he Micros gets 1 hit off. And that's it.
Yeah.
So, Bunny doing what he does best. And you've played Bunny a few times. You know how when he loves his roaches.
Oh yeah, Bunny, guys, he's got very, very solid mechanics, and he can abuse players with inferior mechanics. When you have roaches attacking 3 different angles at the 15-minute mark in the game, it can be very hard to deal with. The problem is the map for Bunny right now. It is Ohana. If you look at this, there is not very many angles of attack you can do to hit many different places. You have the 3rd, and the natural entrance, and you can kind of consolidate your forces of Protoss within this natural expansion, and you can move and dart side by side and not have too much difficulty covering that small area. If he adds in drops, though, that would be crazy from Bunny if he added in drops.
No, if he adds in a Nidus play or drops, this is where Bunny would do well. There's the forward, and look at this. Oh my god, he picks it off again. And he doesn't get to cancel this time, so that's 100 minerals down for the Toss.
Yep.
So, I mean, while Toss is pushing ahead with a very scary army right now, Bunny is making 10 more roaches. He's on creep. You don't want to engage on creep.
Yep. And keep in mind,
he force fields, and I mean, really, what he doesn't realize, there's 2 entrances here.
Yeah, and just know you are a couple seconds ahead of me with the replay. But now, it's all good. We're just streaming and everything. So now we're going to see that we're going to see streaming in. Drones are being pulled now. The Spine Crawler did get handled. Fiery is pulling with a huge force. He's got a blink. He's got the +1 attack. His +2 is going to be finishing imminently. This is going to be a very, very hard attack for Bunny to defend, but he's pushing forward, doing a nice job with the roaches controlling them. But the Stalkers, the blinking from Fiery is impeccable.
No, the blink is extremely well. I mean, but you can't discredit Bunny at all. He's actually targeting down the weaker stalkers, which is great. So, I mean, here comes Fiery again, it looks like. He's going to re-amp back up and get going.
Yep, he's now pushed in. The Spine Crawlers are down. We have a lot of roaches in play. The Zealots are up in front, engaging them nicely. So the Zealots are actually now being useful against the roaches, which is very unfortunate for Bunny because now he's got pure Stalker left, and the Stalker's numbers are not dwindling, and that's what he needs to do is hit that Stalker number. And look at the burrow, though. It's a nice little touch. He'll be able to heal up those roaches, but this attack is continuing.
No, this attack's definitely continuing. And sadly, I don't think Bunny's going to have the roach numbers to put the kibosh on this attack.
No, he's still ahead in the workers, which is a nice, ahead in the food count, which is a nice little thing, but how long is that going to be lasting? Because these stalkers are blinking nicely, but there's a lot of roaches coming into play. He's killing a lot of stalkers. Fiery, all of a sudden, his big micro is lacking. All of a sudden, just pulled out of his macroing instead, but drones are still being pulled. Now we're bringing in more zealots, and this is going to be, yikes, it's rough and getting rougher as we're down to 41 drones, but the burrow is helping greatly.
The burrow's helping a ton because now they can heal back up, get what they need to do, but sadly the numbers are just it's just not happening. He doesn't have enough macro. I think it's too little, too late. I think.
Yeah,
I think the blink is just being way too cost effective right here.
Yeah, the Zerglings that's just started streaming in, they're probably not. They would have been a lot better off earlier on, especially if you had the Roaches get on the Zealots and the Lynx surrounding the Stalkers, at the very least muddying up their AI, making it harder for them to really blink effectively and just continue damage, because now that third base is getting ignored. It's not even getting killed. We're having drones be pulled yet again, but they're engaging Zealots, and that is always a bad fight for the drones. Really, the only good fight for a drone is going up against Marauders, to be honest. But there is the GG from Bunny, and that is going to be it for that particular game. So we're having Bunny going down to a quick 0-1 as best of 3. We're going to have game 2 coming up next.
No, definitely. I mean, Bunny did a great job. He tried. I mean, he tried his best, and we're good to go there.